Hi, I'm Jacs Sampayan, Managing Editor, Vogue Philippines, and this is In Vogue. Welcome to the homecoming issue of Vogue Philippines, where we return to the people, places, and practices that form our foundation. This month, we learn from the customs of local communities, reflect on heritage and identity through design, and center emerging talents whose stories root us in our culture and remind us that home isn't just seen but felt. On the cover, we bring together cultures with Malaysian model Suganya wearing a piece by Mindanao-born designer Jagi Glarina. Here, she sits beneath a walkway on the shores of Basilan, which is home to a diverse cluster of language groups, such as the Amerikana and Tausug communities who hosted us. During our stay, Suganya said she felt welcome by the island, which reminded her of the village she grew up in. We also learned that Jagi drew inspiration for this outfit from the corrugated metal roofs of this province. Over shared meals, rituals, and rides on puppet boats, our team found echoes of home in the island's warmth. From the city of Isabela to the floating neighborhoods that bridge people, land, and sea. This was shot by Carl King Agunya with styling by our fashion editor David Milan and contributing stylist Rene de Guzman. This month, we spotlight three Filipino creatives: accessory designer Rafe Totengco, fashion designer Jerome Lorico, and drag artist Venus Deluxe. Last month, Rafi received the Design Excellence Award in the Bags Over $1,000 category, which was awarded by the Accessories Council, a highly prestigious and influential trade association. In the story by Tisha Almazan, the designer reflects on how a childhood love of drawing grew into a bespoke practice, and how moving to New York set its pivot to accessories in motion. When I was a junior writer in the early 2000s, Rafi was one of the first people I ever interviewed. He was in Manila to launch a bag collection, and even then, he was happy to be home and to share his creation with his fellow Filipinos. Now, after decades in the industry, Rafi shares that his Filipino identity remains at the heart of all his pieces, and that through handbags, home can become something you carry with you. Next, we had Jerome Lorico, one of 12 delegates for the Fashion Philippines Milan Mentorship Program, and Venus Deluxe, wearing a dress made of fossilized cacao leaves, which she designed on the spot for Drag Race Philippines' Silesian Royale. Born from the pressure of the competition and shaped by a competitive industry, Jerome and Venus emerged as creatives whose craft is tied to collaboration, with farmers to employees and mentors. Their experiences show us that Filipino fashion is relational and that our passion to achieve great things is always rooted in our origins. These stories were shot by Alejandro Suarez, Arto Nepomuceno, Mark Nicdao, and Borgie Arenas. In the beauty and wellness section, we celebrate sisterhood and belonging with the Blue Girls, our national women's softball team, and with models from the Philippines and around the world. In the story Home Run, the legacy of Philippine women's softball lives on in a new generation of players. During the shoot in a baseball stadium in Taguig, we saw the Blue Girls act as one, staying focused but also falling into care and laughter, coming of age in and beyond the field. A powerhouse in Asia during the 70s and 80s, the Blue Girls have since faced the salt chain pools, cut funding, and the pandemic. Today, they gain momentum with a young team, whose training includes mental reps so that strength isn't just physical but emotional, learning how to regulate, recover, and respond. Now, responsibility doesn't feel heavy because the weight is shared, and because their love for the sport is grounded in support and found family. Sunny Takor photographed this story, which was written by Bianca Costoli. Our next editorial blends two shoots. One centering Filipino models from our Vogue Faces casting call, photographed by Shaira Yuna, and a series of portraits by David P.D. Hyde, selected by Photo Vogue. Here, models of diverse identities speak on authenticity, from loving their natural features to proudly sharing their indigenous roots, advocating for women empowerment, disability rights, and more. Together, these shoots celebrate inclusion and identity, creating room for underrepresented groups to be fully themselves. Also featured is a story I wrote on past life regression where I met with healing arts teacher Tin Jacinto, who read my Akashic records. Through conversation and energy work, she talked me through my spiritual archive, and I realized the session was less about sating my curiosity and more about letting the knowledge of my past inform how I live today, how I welcome the distant parts of who I am and become more myself. For one of our main fashion stories, contributing creative director Paulina Page Ortega reflects our country's heritage by presenting a contemporary update on Amerikana, the Tagalog slang for Western suits. Drawing for Philippine society and cultural movements abroad, she explores Amerikana as a symbol of power and possibility, a tool for assimilation but also defiance, self-expression, and reclamation. In this story by Chelsea Saravia, Paulina invites Filipinos to engage with Amerikana as an evolving garment, one that isn't just ours to wear, but ours to refashion and reshape. This was photographed by Diego Lorenzo Jose and styled by Ilkin Kurt. Next, in Isabela de Basilan, our team immersed in the region's culture of Habi, Halal, and Hilo, or weaving, cuisine, and wellness. Here, we open our senses to the eye, the rich flavors of Sama and Tausug food, the intricate patterns of Yakan textiles, and the rhythms of their devotional rituals, photographed by Gabriel Nivera. Now, enjoying peace after a history of conflict, the residents of Basilan share the traditions that deepen their bonds with family, faith, and nature. We witnessed the making of burak face mask between mother and daughter, the tanyak-tanyak face paint that protects married couples, the pang-alay dance, where women move from a place of inner stillness, and the suob cleansing ritual for postpartum care. As Audrey Carpier writes, healing or wellness is not an individual pursuit. It is knowledge that is passed down, pressed upon, and kneaded into the body. Wisdom that heals through collective care. To close the year and welcome the next, we offer a quote from Filipino architect Jean Sandoval, who says, "I believe that diversity is good for bringing up the very best talent and the very best ideas." For Filipinos, home can look like many things: communal feasts, vibrant patterns, but also a community-based ethos that celebrates difference and coexistence. More than a return, homecoming is a way of giving back, of contributing to a future that values our past and constructing a present where everyone belongs, where we can take home with us anywhere we go. Read all of these stories and more in our homecoming issue.